Hello everyone. I am Jamie Edlund, your instructor for this English 111 online course. Welcome. I've made this video to give you some initial thoughts about the course and then to tell you how it works, giving you some good pointers on basically how to complete it in the meantime. Before I say anything else, if you ever have any trouble viewing the videos I post for any reason, either because you are not physically capable of seeing them or because, you have trouble opening YouTube, what have you, you'll be able to refer to the transcript below. A transcript is just a written script for the video, which has the exact same content as the video, just in a written format. I always write the script first and then read from it. If you see my eyes looking off to the side, that's why. From now on, I go forward with what I have to say in this video about the class this semester. We might call this your course more than mine, since it's mostly designed to be self-guided. It mostly belongs to you, not to me. I'm here as sort of like a spirit guide, like the Patronus in Harry Potter that, guides him through the quests and is there when he most needs him. Sort of like that, except I actually exist. I don't take the shape of a deer, and I'm here to help you work through learning how to write in college, not necessarily finding and defeating an evil wizard. If you don't get the Harry Potter references, it's because you haven't read Harry Potter, and you should, but that's a discussion for another day. Moving on, if you have not already read the first announcement at the very bottom of the announcements page, or if you have not watched the video announcement from Anthony Sams, who is the chair of the English department at the Sellersburg campus where I teach full-time, then you should stop this video or pause it right now and go and do those things. Go and read that announcement, go and watch that video, and then come back and finish hearing what I have to say. Have you done that? Okay, good. So as Professor Sams mentioned in his video, online English classes are simply not for everyone. In fact, I don't think that they're for most people because, in my professional opinion, most people aren't very self-motivated. I myself am actually not extremely self-motivated. If I had been offered online college courses, even in English, which I have always loved, I wouldn't have taken them because I know myself very well, and I know that unless I'm practically being held at knife point, or less dramatically, unless I'm under the heat of a serious deadline, I'm not going to do it. As Professor Sams mentioned in his video, if you're not that type of person, online learning, especially if you're not great at English, may not be the best option for you. If you discover that that's true, sooner rather than later, there will be no shame in dropping the class and enrolling in a face-to-face, an in-person English 111 class as soon as the next opportunity arises. I say that not to discourage you, not to say you can't do well in this class, but to be realistic with you. If you realize you can't hack it, save yourself the misery and cut loose. Drop the course. But come back. Just come back face to face. Okay. If, though, you are the type of person who manages to stick to deadlines, okay, you're willing to read through material and get a jump on it on your own, if you're pretty self-sufficient and you typically manage to come out okay when you're thrown into some deep-ish water and told to swim, then you should be fine. As I have already said, this is a self-guided course. As with most things in life, if not all of them, once you reach adulthood, maybe even before then, you are responsible for you. Nowhere is that more true than in higher education, college in other words. And it is especially true in online learning. If you don't get a paper done, it won't be because I didn't do it or other people in the class didn't do it. It won't even be because you thought an assignment wasn't clear or it was hard. Mostly, if you don't do the work, it's simply because you didn't make that push to do it, despite its difficulty, or whether it made you sweat uncontrollably. It's really important to recognize that and not to place blame on others or on outside circumstances when you just don't get something done. That's going to be a huge factor in your success in this and in other courses, whether you're willing to bite the bullet and take responsibility for yourself and your work. That's some of the best advice I have to give. Another very important piece of advice I have for you is for you to seek help when you need it. You are never bothering me by asking me for help. You are getting what you paid for. But please also know that this course is partly designed for you to get help from peers too, and for you to work on your own time and through your own motivation and your desire to learn the material. I should tell you about my limitations to be fair and to be clear. Let's see. I've lost track. Oh, this isn't my only class. It's my only online one, but it's 1 out of 5 classes that I teach. I teach 4 days a week and spend between 5 and 7 days a week grading and planning classes. I have this semester about 88 students, which means that I'm responsible for seeing 88 people through their education in English writing. That is a lot of responsibility, and I'm happy to have that responsibility, and I take it very seriously. But it also means that if I'm to also eat and sleep and have a good quality of life, there are just certain things I cannot do. I can't just proofread or check grammatical errors for everyone in the class, for all papers. I can't read and comment on every single draft that a person sends me, and I'm not typically able to respond to emails right away. So when you guys write papers, which is the bulk of what you do for this class, you're expected to go for it. Without waiting for somebody to tell you whether you're doing it right or not. It's definitely a sink or swim type thing. Let's see. Your peers are going to take a look at your drafts, and I will evaluate your final drafts for a grade. So I really only take a look at final drafts. Now, this is not to say that I'm never here to help you except when your final drafts are due. Certainly not. While I am here as more of a guide than a traditional instructor, it's true, there are definitely other ways in which I'll make myself available to you if you have questions. So here they are. 1, I hold Blackboard or BBIM instant messaging office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays between 2:30 and 4, and by appointment on Blackboard IM, meaning that if those times don't work for you, we can make another arrangement. Also, if you ever see me on Blackboard IM, you are totally free to send me a message and see if I'm available to chat. Usually that's the only reason I'm signed in, unless I just forgot to sign myself out. 2, another way to get in touch with me, I'm available in person for my office hours on the Sellersburg, Indiana campus. Anytime those hours are happening, you are free to come and see me and get some one-on-one help with your work. So definitely come meet me. I'll be delighted to help you. You can also call me during my office hours. That number's on the syllabus and under, I think it's instructor, in the green instructor tab. But my number is 812-246-3301, extension 4365. The third way, you can email me at any time at jedlin, that's jedlin1, just the number 1, at ivytech.edu. Just please don't email me with the expectation of hearing back from me right away. I'm not constantly checking my email. I'll get back to you within about 2 or 3 days' time, and if I don't, it's possible that I just overlooked your email. Sometimes I get a lot of those, so just please email me again. So I'm here for you. I really am, but you have to reach out to get help. Otherwise, I have no idea that you need it. Another thing is that I did not create, help design, or even decide on really any of the content in this course except the core readings. Someone else did that. So don't kill the messenger. If you have problems with the content of the course, anything's confusing, I'm going to do my best to answer those questions you have as I understand the materials and the instructions. And I will always be fair and always be honest in my evaluations of your work. I definitely grade for whether or not you're picking up the skills, not just the fact that you tried on the work. So to help you maintain the feeling that I actually exist, and I'm here to help you, I will periodically post videos to check in on you. to give you an update, to make an announcement. I won't be able to do that every week, but I'll try. I will also post if I get a request for a video, like, you know, you need help learning thesis statements. I can teach that, or how to use sources or something like that. You just have to ask. A few final things that have to do with like logistics or basics in the course, how this whole thing works. One, you're going to find everything you need for getting started for the course under the green Start Here tab. That should be to your left. That's like a manual for the class, and you're going to find the course calendar, which is hugely important. Underneath that is the green class sessions tab. That is where you'll find assignments and instructions for each class session. Once you click on that, you're going to see a series of folders with numbered sessions, session 1, session 2, etc. Each session is a week. So session 1 is week 1. And all assignments in that folder are due that week. When you click on a session, you're going to see a series of items from top to bottom. These are, for every session, in this order. A session overview that tells you what's going on during that week. Just read that. A review of learning objectives and content, meaning like what you're going to learn that week, assignments you'll be doing, how many points they're worth. Just read that. A learning activities folder, which you're actually meant to click on, and which is going to give you your reading for the week. Tutor.com is a link right under that will direct you to a free tutoring service for your writing, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. And there's an assignments and assessments folder, which will contain all of your assignments for that session. And you're meant to click on that folder and follow all of the instructions. The final item under your any given class session is a summary and overview of the next week's session, which is just a little heads up or a preview of what's to come in the next week. Third thing I want to tell you guys about the course. It requires a lot of reading. You have to read both the instructions and the assigned reading materials, as well as the actual reading for the class. So it's a lot of reading, but without it, you just don't become a better writer, and you just won't understand the assignments fully. So you got to stay on top of it. Also make sure you give yourself enough time to ask questions and do the work, like way before the due date. The course is self-paced, so you do what you need to do when you have the time to do it. I recommend blocking out time at the beginning of each week to read through all the instructions for that week's session. And then I recommend making a checklist for every session for everything you need to do that week, including all the readings, written assignments, discussion boards, everything. I would also block out time during the week when you know you're going to be able to sit down and tackle the work, choosing a good space in which to do the work. Make sure to be kind to yourself when making these choices. For example, in my case, I don't have a great attention span. I can't just sit down for like 9 hours and do my work. I have to break it up in 1 or 2 hour increments over a period of days, or I just feel nuts. I also can't work at home. Too many distractions. I wind up eating a lot, baking stuff, watching Netflix, doing laundry. Important stuff, but stuff that has nothing to do with schoolwork, right? So I go to a public place to work, like Starbucks or a restaurant, a library, a bar. Why not have a beer while working? It's great. So reward yourself. You know, you're doing a lot of hard work, and you're certainly going to be earning your rewards. Fourth thing, there's important links or tabs to know about. Going on with the green tabs, there's the resources tab that's going to have readings. The discussion tab is where you would complete any discussion board assignment. The grades tab is where you get your grades. If you see 2 dashes next to a grade, it just means I haven't graded it yet. If you see a 0, get in touch with me. It means you haven't done the work, and I'll probably still accept it. With a letter grade deduction. You can expect at least a 1 week turnaround on grades. I grade them, I grade assignments as I'm able. Sometimes it takes me 2 weeks if I get really busy. Just a heads up. Going further down the green tabs, the instructor tab lets you know how to get in touch with me. It'll have my email, my BBIM screen name, all of that. The communication and tools tab has a lot of great resources. You can send emails from there, get a Blackboard IM ID or screen name. You can check your calendar, course messages, all kinds of stuff. It's like a one-stop shop. So check that out when you get the chance. That's all I have to say for now, you guys. As more ideas occur to me, I will be sure to convey them to you in a much shorter video. This will be by far the longest video that I send. It's the first one, and it just has a lot of important information in it that I had to dole out to you. Almost most important than anything that I have to say to you here is that you'll definitely have questions. You'll definitely have issues with some assignments. And not being afraid to speak up when you inevitably, like unavoidably have those problems is going to be a huge determinant in your success in this class and in the future. It makes no sense to stay confused or to stay in the dark when you don't know how to do something, but it makes all the sense in the world to ask me when you don't know how to do something, when something isn't clear to you. I hope you will all keep in contact with me whenever you need me, and I hope that this class proves to be a huge success for you. Believe me when I tell you that the things you learn in this class will follow you throughout your entire college careers and beyond. Skilled written and spoken communication is absolutely necessary in our society and in the workforce. There's no way around it. So, since there's no way around it, I hope that you find a way to embrace everything that this class is trying to offer to you, knowing that it can only help you and that there's no way to go with it but up. I wish you guys the best. Please get in touch if you need me, and I look forward to reading your stuff. Take care, guys. I have to figure out how to end this. There we go.